And we are back. Welcome back to another day of Nations League action. A day where the night before was once again filled with some amazing upsets. No more so than the Switzerland win away at Spain last night, which is why we have a very happy Dave sitting next to me today. Of course, all minions come from Switzerland. But no, genuinely, we spoke yesterday about how the Spanish national team, both in men's and women's, are in a bit of disarray at the moment, and it was quite evident on the pitch. The team selection I thought was very strange from Luis Enrique, and yeah, there didn't seem to be much cohesion from the Spanish on the pitch, and the Swiss picked them off. There were some late chances, of course, for the Spanish, but Jan Sommer, as always in big games, seems to step up, of course, remembering that he did break the world record for most saves in a single game against Bayern Munich earlier this year. So a very good night for the Swiss, and fair play to them for that. Before we move on, I just want to make a special shout out to my boy Diogo Dalot for proving once again why he is the best Portuguese right back in Manchester. Anyway, hopefully I don't get too many dislikes for that one. But yeah, genuinely I thought Portugal were outstanding last night. They were really, really, really good. And if Dalot can continue to play at that level, and they'll have Cancelo on the other side for the World Cup, I really do think Portugal are going to be a serious threat when it comes to the World Cup this year. So keep your eye out on them. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat about last night. Let's do our usual process. Let's run through the remainder of the results from yesterday, tally up our points, and look ahead to a full day of fixtures in Matchday 19 of the Nations League. So, these were all of the games that were played yesterday, and here were the results. All in all, another pretty good day for me. Started off with a 3-pointer in the Northern Ireland-Kosovo game, a game that I said would be the hardest to predict, so I'm very happy to take the result there. Another big upset, of course, was the Cypriots getting the win over Greece. I think that was a fantastic result for them, so fair play to them for that. Not going to complain too much about the other results. It's just a little annoying that I was one goal off on literally all, well, not all three of the four remaining ones. Another outstanding hat-trick for Mitrovic in the Serbia game as well. All in all, a matchday score of 8. It could have been so much better though. All in all, though, that brings my tournament score now up to 94, which I'm very, very happy with for 18 match days. I will more than happily take that. As always, please let me know down in the comments how you got on yesterday, and let's look ahead to a full programme of fixtures today. And we start, of course, with our favourite league and group, and that is, of course, League D, Group 1, the league where I currently have the most points accumulated. And we start with Andorra up against Latvia. Latvia, of course, the top team of the group, have been absolutely outstanding throughout all 5 previous games, and I don't see that run ending today. I think Andorra will prove to be a tough test for them, but they won the other game 3-0, so I'm going to expect Latvia to get the win again, and I'm going to go for 2-1. In that one. As for the other game in the group, we have Moldova against Liechtenstein, and unfortunately for Liechtenstein, they still sit on 0 points after the first 5 games, and Moldova will be looking for a strong finish, so I think it's going to be a comfortable win for Moldova. I'm going to go for 4-0 in that one. Next up, we move into League C, and we start off with the Faroe Islands taking on Turkey. Turkey, of course, off the back of that unbelievable 3-3 draw last time out, are going to be looking to finish the group strong. I can't remember if they're safe or not, but let's assume that they're not safe, and they need to beat the Faroe Islands, and they need to beat them comfortably, which is what I am going to go for, and I'm going to go for a 4-1 win for Turkey in that one. Their 3-all opponents were, of course, Luxembourg, and they take on Lithuania. And again, like I say, I don't really see this being any other outcome other than a Luxembourg win. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for them in that one. On to the other group in League C, and we start off with Azerbaijan up against Kazakhstan. Now, Kazakhstan, I do know for a fact, have already won this group, so I'm a little bit more hesitant about my prediction in this one. You know, I don't know a lot about the Kazakhstani national team. I don't know if they'll look at this and say, oh, we can rest players for this game. I'm going to go on the assumption that they're not going to, and they're still going to try and win it. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Kazakhstan, but for any other predictors out there, just be aware that they may decide to give other players a chance, since this game doesn't really matter to them. As for the other game in the group, it is Slovakia up against Belarus. And yeah, Slovakia have been very disappointing, in my opinion, considering I believe them to be the strongest team in this group. And they're going to be spending another couple of years in League C after what has happened, but I do expect them to finish strongly against Belarus. They are, of course, bottom of this league. So I'm going to go for 2-0 to Slovakia. It could get interesting because Belarus can still survive the relegation drop, so they're going to be up for a fight here, but I still think Slovakia get the job done. Now then, we jump all the way up to League A, and essentially we don't have a quarter-final in this group. We do have a quarter-final in the other group, but there are still 2 teams that can get promoted. I say promoted, progress to the finals from League A Group 1, and that is Croatia and Denmark. So not France. France cannot qualify from this position, but there is 1 point between Croatia and Denmark, so they're both going to be looking for the wins. And with that said, I do think Croatia are going to get the win against Austria. I'm going to go for 2-1. That would be enough to see them get the top spot in the group and progress to the semi-finals of the Nations League. I think it's going to be a tight game. We know, again, how Ralf Rangnick likes to keep the Austrian team well-drilled and well-organised. I thought they played really well against France last time out, so don't expect this to be an easy win for Croatia, but I'm just going to edge it to them. While that game's going on, Denmark are obviously going to be doing everything in their power to get the win over the French and hope that Croatia slip up in Austria. However, after what I saw against Austria from the French, they're obviously ramping up their preparations for the World Cup. They're not going to be going easy on the Danes in this one here, and I think if France do play to their full potential, sadly for the Danes, I don't think their efforts will be enough. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for France in that one. Now, on to the next game, and we have a relegation scrap between Wales and Poland. Wales have to get the win, and by a significant margin after Poland got the win last time out. So the way it works in the Nations League is it's all done on head-to-head, and we'll get to that when we get to the other game. But Wales do have to win this one if they stand any chance of staying in the division, and I don't think they're good enough to do it, personally. I think we're going to see Wales drop out of League A, and they're going to be joining England in League B next year. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. I think they're going to give it everything they can, but I think the Polish team just has a little bit extra quality. We spoke about it last time, the likes of Lewandowski and Zielinski and etc. I just don't think Wales have that sort of quality to call upon, even if Gareth Bale is available, which I don't think he is. Anyway, the final game, which you can sort of call a Nations League quarter-final, but to an extent it really isn't. Netherlands are 3 points ahead of Belgium and also won 4-1 away at Belgium last time. So in order for Belgium to progress, they are going to have to beat the Netherlands away themselves by a margin of 3 goals. So given the fact that we started this series way back at the start of the summer by talking about how Kevin De Bruyne said the Belgian team don't really care about this Nations League and see it as a set of glorified friendlies, I don't think they're going to give it everything that is necessary to get the job done. I hope they do, and if they do, I think we're in for a fantastic game tonight, but I don't think they're going to give it their all. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win to the Netherlands, which will cap off what's been an unbelievable start. I say start, an unbelievable Nations League campaign for them, and another opportunity for them to go into the knockout stages of the tournament. And that is going to be it for today. As always, all of these fixtures will be in the description, allowing you to copy and paste them down into the comments section and let me know what you think is going to happen. Please remember to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying these series, and if you like the sort of predictions that I'm giving, please let me know as well what you think about some of the other games, even if it's just like comments above or below your actual predictions. It'd be interesting to know what other people think is going to happen. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the remaining daily content we have coming up on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for the next round of England games.